Hey guys, it's PlazmaScream, and today we're actually going to be playing with a brand new team that I made recently. And I was able to make this team after I did my 25,000 S metal pack opening video, where I was able to get a whole bunch of Catwomans and promote her and evolve her, and also augmented her around that time. And now she's just a monster. I know she'll be good on defense. I mean, just look at this. Destroyed the whole team in a few seconds. And didn't even get hit either. Nuts. But I didn't really think she'd be that good for offense, considering she does have a lot of issues with commonly used gears. Astro Harness can slow her down because she doesn't have a way to get rid of it. And also, anybody with less scope gears is a big issue. But I do believe I have made here a team that can handle those things while also allowing her to win matches very fast. And I believe this is the best way to use Catwoman on offense. So with that said, let's just go ahead and show the team off. Okay, let's go. You're dead. You are dead. And then I'm going to go ahead and special one to finish you off. If he lives, no he doesn't. Super easy. Didn't get touched. And that's basically what you'll do about every fight. You'll do heavy combos to knock out the first two, most likely. Okay, that noise is my dog. He's being crazy. You do heavy combos usually to knock out point number 1 and point number 2. And then usually you can use special 1 to knock out the last one. Okay, so here we go. Oh, we got a block. And there we go. He's very tanky. We'll go ahead and do a special 1. He might have like 4 throats that, yep. Nope. He was just very tanky. Block. Nice. I don't know why that Aquaman was so tanky. I was certain he had like 4 total gears or something. Oh well. Let's keep going. As you see, this is very fast. We're not really having any difficulty here at all. Alright, match number 3. Okay, so he's got Reflect, but who cares? Oh, hold on, block. 3, 2, 1, and start attacking. No, you don't. Oh, beat you to the punch. And huge number incoming. Bam. Oh, resurrected. Never mind. Okay, so she resurrected, but the nice thing about it is her special 2 hits so hard. And I mean, like, so incredibly hard. This is one of the strongest special 2s in the game. And you would have seen a gigantic number of that last hit crit. Because she has one of those special 2 carries that has a special 2 that's stronger than normal. It gains a damage increase from both of its minigames, not just one, like normal. So very similar to Arrow Green Arrow, like we showed the other week. Okay. Oh, we just got a heavy combo right away. Oh, Batman, you're dead, buddy. Special 1. And you are done for. Nice. We're just tearing through people. Like I was saying, like her special 2 is very, very powerful. And the stronger damage you do on your special, if you're using Astro Harness, the more damage the electricity DOT can actually do. So even though they did resurrect, they basically went immediately to 1 HP because the DOT was that powerful. And the Batman could just tag in and finish him off immediately. So that was pretty nice. Okay, last match. And Black Hammer's dead. JC's. Oh, hold on. She's got Let's Go set. Oh, we're fine. Just wait. Okay, she's got freaking unblockable gears. But she is gone. Easy. That is a nice thing about Catwoman. Even if you do fight someone who has Let's Go gears, if you just hit hard enough, I mean, you can just knock them out with 1 combo or 2. You know, or 1 combo into special 1. Well, that was the ladder. Pretty easy. Did not really struggle at all. Won pretty fast. Only one little tricky match up towards the end because of the Let's Go Gears, but even then, they got slaughtered. And Catwoman, like, I don't know, did she get hit one time? Like, I don't think she even got touched. I don't remember. But that was the ladder. Pretty fast, pretty easy, pretty simple. Now let's go over the gear choices for the team. So, number one, we have Regime Flash here, and he's Elite 3. The important thing here is to have him low promoted. Elite 3 is kind of safe for the average team. If you want to use Flash on other teams, I like to have him Elite 3 for my silvers. We have 4th world gears, because you should have on every team if possible. Then we have Mother Box. Mother Box is here because it will power drain the first character on the team. And this is important because if the first character happens to have Let's Corp gears, this will let you know if they do. That way, if you tag in Catwoman and you immediately try to hit them, you'll know if it's safe to use basic attacks or not. Because if this activates the power drain and they gain power from Let's Go reverse power drain, you'll know to not go for basics and to instead to try and knock them out with a special one instead. And you can definitely do that because with the Master's Death card on Catwoman, like we actually have here, she will tag in and she will gain enough power to get 1 bar, and she can immediately use a special one to knock out a less gear opponent. And with her augments being max crit, and also Batman of Batman adding additional crit chance from his passive, which is 20%, Batman of Catwoman will have 70% crit chance on her specials, which is definitely going to be enough to get KOs with them. So if you fight someone who has less scope gears, you can just use special one. And unlike other Catwomans, Batman of Catwoman actually has a much stronger special one than them. It does have bleed on it, but unlike other Catwomans, because of that, it does not have reduced damage. So it has higher damage than normal special ones, higher damage than normal Catwomans, and higher damage than a normal DOT special would do. So it just hits harder than it's supposed to. A normal DOT, a normal, Catwoman special one would deal like half the amount of damage a normal special one would do, but hers does not have reduced damage, so it is very capable of getting KOs, which is great because if you fight someone with Let's Go Gears, you can utilize it to knock them out. So that is the gears on Flash, full of the Mother Box. Then we have Catwoman, we have Astro Harness, pretty self-explanatory. That way you can just, knock out the whole team without getting touched. Very, very nice. And then you have Blade of the War God, and the reason why we're using this and not the OP pill is because this actually gives a higher damage increase than OP pill, being 70% damage boost to basic attacks. The crit chance is lower, however, that doesn't matter, considering the fact that Batman does give an additional 20%, and the rest of the crit chance needed comes from the basic attack gear right here. So that will get her to 100%, despite 50 plus 45 equal 95, you get the extra you need from Batman. We're not using OP pill because, like I said, it does less damage, 50% damage boost instead of 70. And we're not going for combo enders because the heavy combo does more damage than the light combo. So, and it's much faster too, so we're just spamming that over and over and over. As you saw from the ladder, very, very fast matches. And the last gear, this is going to be the most weird thing here. Originally, I tried to use this for the same reason, to gain power on tagging and be able to use a special one and knock out any Let's Go gear users. And this does actually give more damage increase to the basics from the 50% damage boost. So that plus the Blade of the War Guard would make her hit even harder. But I really like the fact that the Master's Death card lets you land the initial heavy combo on tag in unblocked. As you saw in those matches, she tagged in and it was immediately able to hit them. That way you don't have to worry about the opponent trying to block her. And also, and this is really nice, on top of, gaining power to use special one, because of she's doing crits constantly, she's getting a whole lot of power generation from Batman to Batman, because if you are doing crit basics, you get 50% more power generation. And that's going to make Catwoman get a whole lot of power. A lot of times she will reach 2 bars of power, or close to it. It's like, let's say the average match, right? You tag her in, knock out the first opponent. Second opponent comes in, you knock them out. let's say the third opponent comes in and they have Astro Harness, right? So by this point, you tag in Batman, and he actually has a utility carry set up, even though he's just a support. But he's got Claw Horse, Tainted Totem, Enchantress. So what you're going to do with Batman is you're going to use a special one, and you already have bar power on tagging because of Totem, and you're going to use a special one to shatter the gears. And then you'll get power refund because you did no damage to the Astro user while the barrier was up. And so you'll get your power back, and you can use another special one. And so now by this point, you will have used 2 special ones on the Astro opponent, and you have a very, very high chance to have shattered all their gears. And then you will also apply bleed from his special one, because it does apply bleed. And then Enchantress Skulls, after it does damage, will activate. So even if they had power, like there was an Astro Totem Death Card user, this will prevent them from using specials while the skulls are trying to fly out. But then at this point, they have no gears. They cannot attack with specials. And then after 2 special ones, you can tag out in the Catwoman until you tag in her. The Master's Death card will then give her power on tagging, and she will reach 2 bars of power to do a special 2. And by this point, that Astro user is dead. There is nothing they can do to stop it. They will die. This is one of the strongest special 2s in the whole game. It is insanely powerful. If they block, they will die because Master's Death card nerfs their blocking capabilities right here. After tagging, enemy blocking stops 20% less damage. And they will also be bleeding, which adds an additional 20% extra damage taken. And, like we already mentioned, her special 2 is going to hit insanely hard. So, block, no block, they're going to die. There's nothing they can do about it. But there's one thing to mention is special 2 cannot get the KO until the final hit. It's one of those specials. But if bleed is applied, and it will be from Batman, you can actually knock an opponent out earlier in the special. So you could tag her in and get a KO on the first or second or whatever hits, before the last hit, and finish the match faster. So that would save you time and knock out the Astro user faster. And if they were actually like the second opponent, instead of the third opponent, so after you knocked out the first one, it was the second one that tagged in that had Astro, you could do that sequence where you go Batman, try to shatter it, then go Catwoman to knock him out with special 2. And what can happen is you could knock them out with special 2, keep going, and then knock out the next opponent with the last hit of a special 2, which if it crits, it will hit like an absolute truck. Like it will do close to 200,000 damage. Like just an insane amount. It is so powerful. So you could potentially get 2 KOs with one special 2 with her, if you trigger the bleed of Batman. But this gives you very fast basic attacks for Catwoman. That way she has higher DPS. Very strong basics with her augments, her passive maxed out, and a high damage basic attack here being Blade of the War Guard. Doesn't have to be specifically Blade of the War Guard. You could use other ones if you had those maxed out instead, like Netherrealm Comma or Powered Eskimo Sticks or Prometheum Alloy Sword, I think it's called, from Deathstroke. Gears like that give high crit chance and also high basic attack damage increase. Those gears is what you want to use for Catwoman. At least one, alongside Astro Harness and, of course, Master Death Card. And then for Flash, 4th gears, and Mother Box will let you know if the first opponent has Let's Go gears. But it will also let you know if the opponent has the 3 out of 3 Let's Go gears, like the gear set, the full gear set. They will have like a green aura about them at the start of the match, even if it's not the lead character that has the Let's Go set. So that will let you know if somebody else on the team, if they don't get power drained, if somebody else has a team has the Let's Go gear. So that'll let you know, hey, be careful, with the next 2 opponents after this guy. They may have Let's Go gears. They may try to use a super move or something on you. Do not just, go in there carelessly. Otherwise, they're going to drop a super move on you and waste so much time. And, if they do enough damage, potentially trigger the rescue and make you have to tag out, which would suck. So be on the lookout for that. If you see like a dark green aura around the lead opponents, that could tell you that somebody on that team has the full Let's Go gears. You will not see that aura if it is 2 out of 3. So that is a little bit of a downside. It will only show up if they are 2 out of the Let's Corp set. And sometimes people do use just 2 out of 3. instead of the full set. So that won't actually tell you unless it's the first character. Um, so it's pretty safe. If you want to do like some random special ones to knock out an opponent, if you suspect they may have may have less gears, or they do. And another thing, I don't normally check my opponent's gears anymore because I've gotten so good at the game that I can just adapt to the opponent as I play the fight. If I can charge my phone. If they have like a carry with like Astro Totem Depth Guard, or if they have someone of Astro Harness, I can kind of pivot and figure out what I need to do in that situation. I don't need to check the gears the opponent has ahead of time, and I can just go on the fly. But honestly, I would not blame you if you wanted to check the opponent's gears while using this team, because it would benefit you in letting you know if somebody has less equipped gears. So you could just go through the opponent's gears and just see if they have anything like that, or see if they have any Astros, to let you know to prepare for it. And another thing you could do is you could crit augment your Batman, and if you did this and you had Tainted Totem with him, you would get a 100% crit chance special 2 and special 1. And in particular, this is really nice because his special 2 would then get max crit, and his special 2 is also extremely powerful. Even at Elite 2, it does an insane amount of damage. So if you fight somebody who has less club gears, you could just tag in your Batman, get 2 bars, and then drop them with special 2, and that could be a way you could deal with the less club user. So that is also another way you can use Batman if someone has less club gears. I would not use just special 2s over and over and over with Batman because it is very slow. Like, yes, it's strong, but it's very slow. It's not faster than just winning with Catwoman, so I don't recommend that, but it is a nice option. And also, if Catwoman were to somehow get KO'd, Batman could perform as backup carry, which is definitely appreciated. But he would definitely need to be augmented to do that, though. So you don't have to promote him very high because he hits so freaking hard, even at Elite 2. So you don't really have to promote him in order to do that. So even if he was low promoted, he would still be able to do that. And he would also, if somehow Catwoman did get KO'd or Flash got KO'd, it'd be nice because he would actually achieve the damage reduction from his passive. So that would make him a pretty cool backup carry, honestly. But yeah, that is the team. This team in particular gets 14,200 battle rating on the last fight, which means it is around 90,000 to 100,000 team power. I'm thinking maybe I keep Catwoman at Elite 4 because if I use her on offense, I don't really want to fight a whole bunch of Astros and such, because that's really, really annoying and it's going to slow her down. And I don't want to fight a bunch of, people who've got less gears on either. And so my theory is you'll fight less of those with a lower team power team for her. So by keeping the character's stats and promotions looking like this, I think you could be fighting less of those and thus getting much faster matches and ladders, which benefits her a whole lot. As we've already seen, she's very good on offense. And actually, she's a killer on defense too. I actually got a match a little while ago where she just tore through everybody in seconds, did not even get touched. I mean, that's just lovely. You love to see that. Don't know if I showed that earlier. I forgot. It's been a minute. But yeah, that's about all I can tell you guys about Catwoman. It's a very fun character to use. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a lot and enjoyed watching her just tear through everybody easily, carelessly. Just not even really trying. Just obliterating everybody and kicking their head off. Very fun character. But that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Whoops, pressed the wrong button. All right. Thank y'all. See ya.